My name is Cardigan. I am the elected member for District 7, that's West End, in the Angolan government, the Angola United Front government. My role in government is the Minister of Health, Tourism and Sports. I was born in Angola, and as a youngster growing up here, I learned the qualities of what it's like to be an islander and very much part of a community. At the age of 15, I went to England, finished my schooling there. But while I was in Angola, while I was growing up here, I had a great passion for the sport of cricket. And the opportunities that afforded me being able to play for Hampshire County Cricket Club for 15 years, from 1984 to 99. And then also in the English off-season, we would go and play in Australia from 83 to 91. In fact, 91 is when I came back home to Angola in the off-season, English off-season, where I came back to coach and promote cricket in the schools. And in 1999, when I retired from professional cricket, I came back home, carried on with the development of cricket. And in 2015, I was elected to government under Victor Banks. At that time, I had the role of parliamentary secretary with responsibilities for tourism and sport. In 2020, we would have lost the general election, but I was fortunate enough to win my constituency seat. But again, in 2025, I was voted back in. So to the people of West End, my constituency, I really appreciate their support. And I'm here today as the Minister for Health, Tourism and Sports. And it is a dream. It really is a dream to be in a position to represent your people. And I'll do it to the best of my ability. Well, over the years, many mentors. In fact, in the early days, the likes of Dr. Martin Luther King, I was inspired by his I Have a Dream speech. And later on, you have people like Sir Richès, Andy Roberts, Gary Sobers, West Indian cricketers. Once you talk about leadership, the likes of Nelson Mandela, again, is someone who played a major role, not just in my development, but I think throughout the world. Didn't know him personally, but you didn't have to know him to know he had a great impact on the world. But locally, my godfather, the late Albert Belter Hughes, who actually endorsed me in 2015, was someone I admired greatly. Having someone like him who showed the way that doing good for others actually can benefit from. Well, in Angola, I think it's a place where it's like a home away from home. I think that probably describes Angola best. It's peaceful, quiet, but small community, so you're very much part of the community. Well, I think we often talk about jollification. Jollification in Angola means, and this goes back for a number of years, where you'd help each other. You help your neighbors. If they're building a house, you help them, and in turn they'll help you. If you are growing crops or whatever, I think the jollification of a people, of coming together, I think is a great example of what makes us a special people. Well, the challenge is, like most Caribbean islands, the thought of hurricanes coming through. We are fortunate, though, in Angola in the sense that we build mainly from concrete. That is the case of learning from the likes of Hurricane Donna back in 1960. When we looked at renewable energy, I think that is a case of, as government, we would look to push to make that possible. And with that, it means affordability. Electricity is one of the biggest costs on the island, whether it's for shopping or just for household everyday living. We've been fortunate over the years in the sense that we get a number of repeat guests that comes to the island. So anybody that goes back a second time means there's something special about it, but there are those who've come back 20, 30 times. But of course we're looking to expand, but we have to make sure we expand with control. And it is also vitally important that tourism is not, in Anguilla, it's not just about a five-star destination. Five-star destination, yes, but it is a case of making sure that Anguillians as well are part of that, very much part of the ownership of the industry and not just employees at the various hotels or villas. We talk about the greatest quality of our island. It is not the beaches, the restaurants, and the hotels, the accommodation. They're all great, but the true energy comes from the people. And there's nothing more special to any island or any culture that their people are part of that. Because if they're not happy, then the culture or the experience is not a pleasant one. Right, I think what is always interesting about governments is that a great idea should not be put on a shelf. I think it should be utilized. Our idea is to have easier access to the island of Anguilla. And again, with the expansion at the airport, the runway and a new terminal, that will enhance the arrival and departure experience of our guests. Is making sure, as I said, our people continue to grow with the industry. For me, within tourism, I want to be able to have sports tourism ambassadors, and also the idea of looking at the market, especially from May through until October, November, when it's the slow months, apart from 10 weeks of the carnival or the summer festival season. So that's an area where we're looking to work on, looking, as I said, more into sports tourism, whether it's golf, whether it's, of course, boat racing, which is our national sport, tennis and the likes, and the cultural events that we have. These are areas that obviously we're looking to make sure we've got a continual repeat guest. Well, you find Festival Del Mar, it is over a long weekend, over at the Easter time. And so that, depending on whenever Easter is that weekend. Moonsplash is a big one for us. It's been going on for about 35 years now. Banky Banks has been the brainchild behind all of that. It's a reggae rock festival. And then, of course, we have the Welch's Festival, which is on Whit Monday. That, again, is very much a cultural Anguilla. So it's very educational for a number of the youngsters to be able to experience outdoor cooking, whether it's baking the Johnny cakes, doing the flower pap. There's always some boat racing. And of course, when it comes to the summer festival of events, it's about 12 days of activities, both with racing, boat racing during the daytime, the traditional boat racing, and then in the evening, different cultural events, whether it's the Queen show, whether it's a Calypso show, and the likes. As an administration, we're going to promote sports tourism, and by promoting it, it is not just about tourists, it's about our youngsters being actively involved in it as well. Golf, Aurora's got a beautiful golf course there. Designer was Greg Norman. It is something, again, we're looking to introduce into the schools so that our youngsters are playing it, get an understanding from it. And majority of visitors who come to the island, especially from North America, they see it as a pastime. We would like to think that in the Caribbean as well. We have the Caribbean Golf Association and the Eastern Caribbean Golf Association. They will have a tournament next year in October. So we encourage St. Martin, French and Dutch, Guadeloupe, Martinique, all the islands. Don't just come for that, but you can come to Anguilla at any point in time. I think what is important is that we work together, make it easily accessible to go from island to island. One of the challenges that we face is the costing to move from one island to the next. And governments, a lot of that is down to taxes. So I do believe that it should be a simple fix, and that would be if government cut out a number of the taxes. Once you get someone to your island, automatically they're going to spend. They've got to transport from A to B, whether they rent, whether they take a taxi, they've got to eat, and they will party. So again, it's important that we understand that and make Caribbean inter-island travel a lot more accessible, not just for Europeans and North Americans, but for us as well as Caribbean nationals. We are tourists as well, whether we stay on our island or whether we go to another. For instance, with Anguilla and St. Martin, we'd love to think that we can arrange where we could have later ferries instead of the cutoff time being 7 o'clock, maybe to have it 9 or 10 o'clock. This time of the year for the summer festival, it's extended to that time. But you think that the persons who can come from St. Martin and have dinner here in Anguilla and then still get the late ferry back to St. Martin and vice versa. An overseas territory, so Anguilla is not independent. So there is a governor here, but we have our local government, the House of Assembly, where laws are passed. It's passed by the Anguillan elected members. There is Executive Council where the governor sits as chairperson but not have voting rights. We as Anguillans aspire to be independent one day, but again, what does that really mean? I think it's about being able to chart your own destiny. Well, without doubt, everybody wants to be independent. You want to be able to say that you could row your own boat or you can live on your own. But I think the whole point about the GST was implemented at the wrong time, at the wrong price. And in the middle of COVID, when people are struggling, and when you force a tax on people, not many people like to pay a tax, but still, Anguillians were prepared to pay their way. They've been independent people for years, and if they understand that you need public services and it comes at a cost, there is a cause. It's a gift from God, really. I think for whatever reason, the name Anguilla and .ai and again means, the royalties we can get from that. It means then the more that grows, the more that our people will grow, the more our people can become more financially independent. It is about making sure we invest in it in the right way. But again, what could I say? But we're grateful. You want to make life as easily as possible for your people, and that's our intention. We're proud of our heritage, and we're welcoming. We look forward to the support we can get. And again, very grateful to you for this interview.